All right, guys. Um, great day, great week. We're back again. Remember, last week I told you the things that we're looking at on GU, Euro USD, and gold. So I'm gonna show you exactly what happened last week. As predicted, the market actually went in the direction. I know that we've been doing this for a long time now, so very few occasions and cases that we have a trade that doesn't really go in the direction that we predict. So I just want you to know that you watching me every week and expecting the market direction from us as we come and share these ideas with you. You're not doing something wrong. You are improving your trading, you're getting better. So this is a new week, all right, and we are in week 11. So I want to share with you what I obviously I'm expecting this new week. So this is GU right now on the chart, and I'm looking at the weekly time frame. Now, remember we talked about price breaking above this level and pushing up. Let me just show you quickly. If you go to the daily, we anticipated this area of the daily that when price break above this level, we're going to be looking for even a higher a high. I know we're looking for more buys again. So we just saw that one, two, three, four, five. 5 days of the week, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the market was bullish all through. So right from the day, the very moment I told you guys to expect price to break this trend line on the 1 hour time frame, okay? Remember I drew this and I told you that expect price to break above this. If price break above this, we're going to head all the way up and we're going to be looking for buys. Exactly what I predicted. Price broke, pull back, and then we have a bullish rally. Now, if you have entered this trade, which I personally traded GU, I did, but that, I was waiting for this trade. I was expecting it to happen. So if you have longed on this candle, put your stop loss at this low of the week, this previous low. This is 1 hour time frame. Remember, 1 hour time frame, we actually put you on the medium um what do you call it, swing trade system. It's like a short swing trade system that you need to put yourself in. Very now this is what I did. I got out when the market started consolidating. All right. That's when I got out. At this level, that's when I got out of this trade. So I actually scaled this trade in 2 days. I think 2, 3 days. Yes, 3 days. I got out of the trade on Wednesday evening or so. So if you notice on Thursday, the market started playing around here on Thursday. Okay, now this is GU, all right? This is what happened last week. So it was a pure trade go buy, like I predicted. Now, if you check the Euro USD, same thing. I told you that wait for price to break and retest, break above this trend line, retest, and we go. The same thing. And I told you if you close below this low, we are going to be looking for sell. If we break below this level, we're going to be looking for sell. But it chose to go up. And then we traded amazingly when this trend line was broken. And look at that beauty. Awesome. I only took GU actually. I didn't trade Euro USD. I didn't want to spread my risk, expose my risk to my account like that. So gold. What about gold? The same thing. Actually, I told my student to take this trade. Told them I shared this trade with them with my student on Monday morning. Look at that. Beautiful retest and TP was smashed. Personally, I didn't take this trade, but I shared it with my student to take the trade because I was already on GU trade and I knew GU trade was going to go like crazy. I knew that. Okay, now that we've done all of the recap based on the trade we're looking at for the week 10 that we talked about, now we're looking at week 11. Of course, gold is still going to hit this area here, but this was the TP that I set for my student to use, and that's what we got. So let's go to GU, and we're going to do a little bit of analysis right here. So now we're doing analysis. I'm going to clear the chart and just remove all the drawings. And then we can now look at what we're looking at and what we should be doing. So go to the weekly time frame first of all. On the weekly time frame, we can see that the market really is bridging over to the upside. That means there is a pull to the upside right now. Pull. So we can tell we are bullish on the weekly. Now, I will not spend much time to express that, but I feel that the market will come all the way down to a certain price level, which is the pullback. Or we are obviously looking at two things. First, if I put my fib here, because we check the price action, this rally, this push up took out this high. And there was a retracement that took out liquidity here. This is a liquidity graph. And then price around this area begin to rally up. So two things involved. Price is not pulling back yet. We can't just assume that it's going to start dropping. So what we need to do is to go to a lower time frame and see what this market is doing on the daily. On the daily, we have obviously the market is bullish on the daily. We have this beautiful trend line broken already, and the market is bullish. So we're looking for buys all the way on GU right now. We're looking for buys, okay? Except we start having a pullback. So looking at that, and then we have another trend line all right here. So now this is what we have. Beautiful, right? Now, there could be a pullback this week. Price could decide to come back in there before continuing to the upside. That is a possibility. But remember, this is a daily time frame. So I'm just letting you know that that could happen. So when we go to the 4 hour, we see this massive stretch of the market. So I'm expecting a pullback. Yeah, I'm expecting market will not just be going up like that without retracement. We can already see a sign that the market will start pulling back. So I'm expecting price to start pulling back. I'm expecting price to pull back into 38%, and then we can look for opportunity to look for more buys. But at the moment, I'm expecting that to happen. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame to see this, how we can possibly catch a little sell on this market. So we're going to look at selling a little bit on this market because there's going to be a massive pullback. So I will put a trend line here. Sorry, guys. Control Z. I'm going to put a trend line there. Let's put a trend line on the square right here. Beautiful, beautiful. So now I wanted to pay attention to what I'm about to do here because this is selling against the trend. You're going to be trading against the trend. The trend is bullish right now. You want to trade a little bit for price to sell because we're expecting a pullback where he breaks that level and then we start selling to this level. So we sell, take a first take profit, and if price break below that, then we're expecting price to come to 61 of that fib before we start pushing up again. Now, this is what I'm expecting to happen on this pair. Remember, it could come all the way lower. It could bounce off from this level, but I'm expecting a buy from this level. So if I was going to wait for this trade as a general rule of thumb, that means trading with the trend, this is exactly what I would do. I will wait for price to come over this place. This would be my interest zone to buy. But you can do a minor sell around this area, wait for price to come here, and then we're taking it to the upside. So this is what I'm expecting to happen on GU this week 11, starting from the market opening tonight. Okay, now let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD probably would do the same thing. Okay, but let me just do it so that you can see what I mean. So let's go back to now. We see this overall stretch. We don't need to move further. Let me just remove the drawings so you see. Let's remove the drawings first. You see something. So here we are looking at this base where the market started trending from. Remember, we have that trend line over there and market broke. So this is the overall switch to the upside. Massive bullish market that ran. So we should be anticipating back. So here is what I'm looking at. That's number one. And number two, we need to put a trend line here all the way up. Okay, put that beautiful trend line there. Okay, now we are expecting price to break again, just like GU is. I'm expecting price to break this level, and you can sell all the way down because that's a lot of money to sell all the way down here. That will give you a good amount of money in the market. So selling from here to this level and then take your TP or even to this level is a huge level price. From here to here, take your first TP, market break, continue to the downside, and then you cannot expect to buy from here to the upside. And that's what I'm looking forward to do. Now, I would like to sell, but I don't want to be a seller on this market. I want to be a buyer. I want to buy throughout the week. So for that reason, I will be positioning myself to long GU and Euro USD from here. That's it. Simple analysis. You don't need to break the bank for this. These are simple trade analysis. So we have stop loss around here or something, depending on price action. And we're expecting a minimum 1 to 2, 1 to 3. So that's what we're looking for on this pair. Maybe we'll look at the price coming to this level, maybe 70. So we'll be able to target at least 1 to 3 risk to reward. Let's see if we can get a little bit of that. Put your stop loss right there. Yeah, we have 1 to 3. That's what we're looking for. Something of that nature. That is a trade for Euro USD as well. So I'm expecting this. You can decide to sell. Price may eventually want to push up. Watch out. Price may eventually want to push up higher before coming back down. We can also see that happen. That can happen anyway. So again, what if that happened? What if that happened? That would be on a lower time frame. A smaller price action on the 15 minutes. Will be somewhere here where I'm expecting price to come all the way down and react and then push even a little bit higher. And that's it. But price will not just go all the way up like that. So this week, expect a pullback. Massive pullback before we buy. Now, remember, you can sell once the pullback happens. Once the market will break and then start selling. Let's look at gold, really. Let's look at gold. Now, looking at gold, I personally have a concern on this liquidity here. We have this liquidity here. So, question is, would the market, let me just remove the drawings. Let me remove the drawings so we can do our own fresh analysis. Okay, looking like this, I'm concerned first of all about this liquidity. Like I said, there's a liquidity pool right here. So let me just do it right so you understand it. I will put in the line here to show you. This is liquidity right here. That's what I mean. That area is liquidity pool, which is the market will come up there and obviously take our liquidity to the downside. So I'm expecting price. Look at me. Pay attention to this. I'm expecting price to come take our liquidity first. Now, this is what I see on gold. That's number one. Number two, this trend line is no longer active. We are not looking at this trend line. So I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame. Okay, let me show you something on the 4 hour so you understand what is going on here. The market is extremely bullish. Remember, extremely bullish. So we know that this is another liquidity zone on the 4 hour. Okay, this is another liquidity zone on the 4 hour. So price will eventually want to take out these liquidities that you see. This is already taken. The liquidity at the bottom here is already taken. This one has been taken. You see, price has already taken out those liquidity areas. We can see liquidity sweep has been done over these places. So that's not an issue now. What we are focusing on is the top here, here, and here. So knowing that the market is bullish already, what do you think? Two things involved. Either they decide to take out the liquidity to the downside first before pushing up, or they can take out this liquidity up here, pretending to go buy and then gather buyers, initiate buyers here, and then come all the way down to take out the liquidity before again. Let me show you what I mean. The market may do this. Take out liquidity here, come back down to take out liquidity here, and then before going up overall to smash that liquidity at the top. Do you get the idea? So the market could do this. Now, if the market is going to do this on gold, the first thing you want to pay attention to is your buying. So don't be trapped, don't get caught away by buying from this liquidity zone, this this uh, this consolidation. You want the liquidity to the downside to be swept first. You want to see a sweep of the liquidity to the downside before you buy. So what I'm going to expect is to put my fib here, from here to here. That's on that liquidity area base. And I'm expecting that sweep to come all the way down. And I'm going to long from here when price come up here. Now, this is my target up here, that liquidity top. And I'll put my stop loss right here. Now, um, I would want to start from 70 something here just to get to the 1.123 risk reward, but whichever way price do it, ensure that this is what you're going to trade. So this will be a beautiful trade of gold for the week. You don't need too much of this, multiple trade all the way. No, one trade is enough. This trade is enough to give you a lot of money this week, this particular one. So if you add GU to it, like we talked about, you take this trade on GU, you take this trade on Euro USD. I mean, we're buying this pairs, and especially gold. I would like to trade gold this week because it looks more promising to trade gold compared to Euro USD. Because Euro USD will go down a little bit, spend some time to drop, couple with GU as well. GU would spend some time to drop, but in dropping, we will still have to sell it if you want. We can sell it, but you know what? Gold is more like promising, and I believe when the market opens, this liquidity will be swept, and I'm expecting price to. I'm expecting to take this trade here. So I might be even be putting a limit orders around this place so that when it triggers, we just get in as soon as possible when the market opens. All right, guys, that's it today. I hope you enjoy our analysis for the week 11. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're following the first time, you're joining us for the first time watching our video, and also use the link in the bio in the description. Yeah, to get in touch and follow us on our Telegram group. All right, guys, bye for now. I'll see you in week 11, in week 12 next week. Thank you so much. Bye bye.